Joy Behar of The View. She picks a winner. I mean, between DeSantis and Haley, kind of. But then she also picks a winner, as you can see by the thumbnail. Welcome to Doug in Exile. I'm Doug Tenable. This is where the happy patriots are because we're having a blast all the way to electing Trump this fall.
So last night, Republican candidates Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis took the stage for separate town halls on CNN where they tried to convince voters why it's time to move on.
The Democrats want Trump to be the candidate.
The reality is, rightly or wrongly, chaos follows him. We can't have a country in disarray and a world on fire and go through 4 more years of chaos. We won't survive it.
More chaos, but we love him anyway, and we will pardon him. Let me interpret what she's saying, is that the country can't survive more of Trump.
To which I answer, how can Nikki Haley know what America can or can't survive? What does she mean by it won't survive? Is it going to blow up? Is it going to disappear? Are we going to fight? I mean, all those things are possible. And the country, while the American dream may be over, it'll continue in some form, and it'll probably resurrect, possibly better than ever. But here comes Joy. Keep an eye on that finger.
But I'll bet you
there. Okay. Is this a nose pick? How far in does it have to be? Because it's full on touching here.
he'd be trampling people in the rush to be his running mate.
Joy Behar picking a winner. This is about why the Republicans will never allow Nikki Haley to be Trump's running mate.
The right will not allow it to happen. Tucker Carlson's already working against it. Steve Bannon.
Why?
Because they've decided to frame her. She's a globalist. She's a neocon. They see her as a relic of kind of the Bush-Romney Republican Party. They do not see her as a populist MAGA type, despite the fact that she served in Trump's administration.
I do believe Trump in the end will have the final say, and he often goes against his advisors, but I just don't think Nikki Haley has a shot. She has too many people against her within Trump circles advising him, going, this is a nightmare.
I actually thought, finally they're leveling some direct attacks on Donald Trump, but it feels so late.
So this goes from them complaining that DeSantis and Nikki Haley would never throw a punch against Trump is why they're losing. And now they are throwing a punch against Trump, and now they're losing because it's too late. Basically, whatever happens, people, I don't know why you're still hanging on to this Nikki Haley or DeSantis thing. They don't have a chance. It's not just too late. It's over.
And she made an even bigger mess. Well, we can watch it if you want.
Can we see that?
Let's see the clip of her trying to clean it up. Yeah.
I should have said slavery right off the bat. But if you grow up in South Carolina, literally in 2nd and 3rd grade, you learn about slavery. You grow up and you have, I had black friends growing up. It is a very talked about thing.
Some of my best friends are black. That never works.
And it would not surprise me if Nikki Haley had black friends. It would, however, surprise me if any of these ladies had a cleaning lady and landscapers that were white.
Can I do a public service announcement as the black person on the panel?
I didn't even know you were black. She's so street.
Non-black people.
What kind of word is that? Hey, non-black people. Hey, I got a public service announcement to blacks all the time. Quit telling non-black people what to say.
When you are trying to convince someone that you are not racist, do not say, I have black friends.
I'm not trying to convince people that I'm not a racist. And I have a few black friends. And I don't care if you think I'm I never cared if anyone thought I was a racist. Like, I care what you think. I'm just trying to tell Sonny, it's not as cut and dry, and you're not an authority on the subject because you pretend to be black.
And that applies to every minority group. People do it. They do it with the LGBTQ community.
Yeah, they do it with Christians. I'm sure you guys think that you're not bigoted against me being white. In your defense, fine. It can be I have lots of white friends. I don't care. These topics, this subject bores me so much, especially coming from liberals who are obsessed with diversity, equity, and inclusion. I don't ever want to hear even their opinion on what they think of blacks, whites, Christians, whatever. First of all, they're wrong about almost all of it. And they have always been wrong. I mean, all the way back to the Democrats who were for owning slaves and opposed civil rights movements. It's like, there's a reason why you ought to always dismiss what Democrats think of anything. They've never been right.
You could fill in the blank with Jewish people.
And why is
everyone.
that?
But I
Why
think
is that? Explain
It's
why.
tokenism.
It is tokenism to the extreme. And the fact that you are trying to convince me that you have black friends just tells me that you don't.
Yeah, but you're also doing tokenism because you're saying as a black person, what does you being tan or me being white, it doesn't say anything. It's literally, it's a genetic fallacy. In fact, it's actual formal fallacy to say the genetics, because of your genetics, you have authority. And that's not where our arguments have authority. Our authority comes from the rightness or wrongness of an argument, not your genetics.
And you know,
Okay, and it's
well, she grew
it's
up in South
insulting.
Carolina, right? Isn't she from South Carolina?
It's
She might
insulting.
have
She
had-
also said during this that although she is the daughter of Indian immigrants, she doesn't really feel any kind of race.
And man, Sonny's mad at that. She's mad that Nikki Haley doesn't feel race, that she's liberated from what enslaves Sonny Hostin and obsesses her all night long is her skin color.
And I was troubled by that because the Indian culture is a beautiful culture.
I don't think it is. I don't think any culture is beautiful but mine. How's that? Do I have to think all cultures are beautiful? You know, as Indians are doing honor killings and putting the flaming tires around their spouses' heads, and they have a caste system because of Krishnaism. Do I have to like that? Do I have to respect it as equal to habeas corpus, equal to the West, equal to the rule of law, equal to all men are created equal to being colorblind? Nah. I like all culture better than all others.
It's an inclusive culture. It's a strong culture. It's an old culture.
Can't you
And
feel
for
the culture
someone-
without the race?
Like this, can't you enjoy the culture without the race? That's going to blow Sunny away because she keeps tying it to her skin color. Hey, I might even like I like aspects of lots of other cultures. It's what we enjoy. You know, I like it when I go out for sushi. I like it when we learn other languages and things like that. But I don't have to treat other cultures as if they're equal to mine. My culture is better. And by the way, lots of blacks, Asians, gays in my culture. So don't play the race card on me.
Well, yes, of course you can. But for her to say that she just doesn't identify with that at all
Well, she changed her name.
was troubling to me.
It's troubling that Nikki Haley doesn't identify as Indian instead of American. She's allowed to think that, and I think she's wrong. And but let me know what you guys think. Let's get to the really important subject about this episode. Did Joy Behar actually pick her nose? I'm Doug in Exile.